Oh, and is it a challenge to try to be the first guy on every day? Buy off the bat. I mean, you would. We got to wait for levels. You had buying opportunities after the data dropped. Good morning, guys. Questions, tickers, throw them in the comment box. What's going on YouTube? Shelby, what's going on over there? Remember, guys, I'm on Instagram and YouTube. Whichever format you'd like. Yeah, you are very enthusiastic. All right, guys, we'll start here in about 30 to 45 seconds. Let people populate in. Questions, ticker, some in the comment box. If you're new here, I talk about my futures and spot trades, swing trades, pre-market volume leaders, and I answer your questions. Again, I have a free Discord. If I don't get your questions answered, or if you think of a question later, you're always welcome to go to my free Discord, link in the bio. Tag me in a question there, and I answer everybody. I mean, you can't hear. Can everybody else hear me? Oh, excellent. See, they hear me fine. All right. Let's get into it, guys. Good morning. Happy Friday, the 9th of January, as we're trying to crush 2026 trading. So we had NFP dropped at 8:30. That's non-farm payroll. Positive reaction in the markets. You can see the S&P 500 shot up. Crazy wick on metals. Metals lifted a little bit. But let's get into it. So this is the S&P 500 ES MES open price 69.73, high day 69. It's higher than that. No, it's high day 69.89, low day 69.54, resistance at high day in 7,010. And really, guys, the resistance now, because we've touched that red box before at 7,000, that box still exists, but you got to watch XPX at open. You got to measure the difference between the futures product and the spot product, SPX. And now, chances are we're going to blow through this previous red box and into the red box that is created on SPX, the underlier. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is why you got to be in my war room. This is why we have high percentage win rates, because I'm educated and experienced, right? I made this red box and told guys, that's a sell. Do you see what happened afterwards? All right. So best 199 you'll spend. Best 7 free days you'll spend, guys. Is 7 days free for 7 days too much money? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Is 7 days free too much? All right. RTY M2K. That's the Russell 2000. January. The January effect is in full swing. This thing just keeps running. It set all-time highs all day yesterday. As you can see, it just kept going. And now we just keep going. Anyway, open price 26.24, high day 26.40, low day 26.14, resistance at high day in 26.90, support at low day in 25.90. I have biases short over 2016. Did I not adjust that? So let's go. I'll show you guys how I do bias. We're going to go to the hour. Whoops, that's the 2 hour. Let's go to the hour. The bias is long above 26.18. That's where the EMAs would cross back down on the hourly. So we're looking for long trades above that white line. And specifically, our next long trade is at 26.27. When you come to my war room, guys, I have this all marked out. Why is my... yeah, no, there it is. We have our data anchored VWAP. You need to have a data anchored VWAP on your charts, folks, when you have important data like that. Right now, it's playing defense. Kind of hard to see. See it right there? It's playing defense. So a close above that will also be a buy signal. So when we get all those signals together and we stack them up, my war room gets paid. So, that's a good question. I think it's just 7 days. All right. So, fair enough. Let's get into metals. Everybody likes to talk about metal. All right, so this was the established zone that we had in the war room yesterday. That's what the gray box is. It's also, you can see, is proven because I identified that zone was overnight support. Let's get rid of it. We don't need it there. But metals channeled pretty much all night waiting for this information drop. For XAU guys, pretty simple. Subtract like 9 or 10. It fluctuates between 9 and 10. So easy math. Open price 44.89. That means that XAU opened at 79. That's how you do math, guys. So you take my number and you subtract 10 to know spot. High a day 44.97. Do we get a nope, 4,500. So it lifted a little bit higher. Low a day 45 or 44.61. Resistance at high day and 45.90. If we have to break and hold 4,500. It's stubborn right now. Low a day, but 4,500 is not a mean reversion level, guys. We've already mean reverted it enough. Play it as a normal level, knowing that it's sticky. Low a day at 44. Support at low a day and 44.50. We are long above 44.75, so we're looking for long trades. We gave a long read above the VWAP. Momentum came in strong after data. So you see this red line, which we need to change that to purple. Why purple? Because my data VWAPs in my room are purple. You can see how that's holding, right? So our next long read technically is 86, but we have to consider that VWAP. You can see all these wicks below it. People are buying. So what you have is you have buyers buying above that VWAP. That's the anchored average volume weighted price. And if you don't think that that's important, you are a fool. Why? Because institutions almost exclusively use that. And guess what? The amount of money that you trade, I don't care if you trade with $1 million, that ain't shit compared to what institutions are moving. That's a drop in a bucket. So you need to use the indicators that they use. And you learn how to use those indicators when you come trade with me. Right? Because I have the education level of guys who work in these institutions. Not many people have that education level, guys. That's why my guys are successful. All right, so let's look at silver. We'll do XAG. Let's do, I'll show you XAG on a chart and I'll give you silver spot prices. The difference is 16 cents. So silver spot prices, silver futures prices, open price 76.70, high day 78.58, low a day 75.15, resistance at high a day in 80, support at low a day in 74, the bias long above 76.95. So here in futures, the bias long above spot 77.18. Our next buy signal is right there. Look at this. Look at that buy signal with momentum. This thing is just going to keep going. Yeah. One of the things we have in our war room is this patented matrix indicator where I take about 6 different indicators and for momentum, and I put them into one simple color-coded system for my traders, and that increases our win rate by 20% and expands our wins, because when we get the green dot on a long, we can push our take profit up and let your winners run. So guys, listen, in trading, you have to learn how to do that. A lot of times we're capping, taking our profits, but if we get the momentum indicator, we want to stretch that by a percentage, right? All right. Traders know how valuable that is. Platinum. Currently in another trade in this bad boy. So, where are my levels? Oh, there they are. Open price 22.84, high day 23.21, low day 2001. It was a crazy wick last night. Did you guys see that? Dropped down and bounced right back up hard, almost 80 points down and 80 points up. There you go. Look at Rasta says the war room's legit. He's in there. He sees how successful we are. It's no joke. If you're not willing to pay to be in the war room, you are willing to lose money. That's how that works. So we're long. And long's above 22.40. Right now, our next long is coming in right now, guys. For my traders, pay attention. That's a long signal. You got the cross, the VWAP cross, and the green dot. Platinum's a buy. 10 points. I'm already long. Guys. It's a buy. Did you hear that, Owen? Thanks, Rachel. Rachel's in one of the swing trade groups that I monitor and help out. So appreciate the vote of confidence there. Guys, it's all the same. I personally trade these very small 1 minute and 5 minute candles, but the fractals are all the same. And some other groups that I work for, I do swing trade calls, but it's exactly the same, guys. It's just you're measuring out at a wider time frame. Once you have this education, it can't be taken away. Makes it pretty simple. So, all right, that's platinum. That is a buy. So when we go to the war room, if some of you knuckleheads didn't buy it, I'm going to yell at you. Stop loss below the VWAP. If you buy platinum, stop loss right below those wicks. See it? Or VWAP, or what's comfortable to your drawdown, depending on how you're trading it. Guys, the 9-month NAMO oscillators are negative or plus 21 and plus 13. It looks like in the price lift today, we're going to go up higher. We will monitor them because when they're above 60, we will anticipate a reversal in the market or a throwback. Palladium, I see that. I'll get to you in a second on palladium. And you see that? Look at platinum run. You knuckleheads heard me here. I'm calling my traders knuckleheads. I called that buy $6 ago, and I said take it for 10. Oh, and you'd better hit the buy button. I'll smack you around if you didn't, because this is going to pay. Guys, listen, those stack of indicators is the highest confluence thing we can get. There's one, there's two. Look at that green dot. You see that? This is why we win at a high 90 to 95% win rate. I have a book coming out, guys. Right? It's right now it's about a 125 page book on all my trading systems. So we should have already released it, but we had problems with the graphics. The graphics look good in the digital form. They look bad in the printed form. So we've got to do some adjustments. My traders are eagerly awaiting the Student Alpha intraday savage trading handbook. All right. So questions, ticker, someone in the comment box. Guys, I want to just talk about my swing trades real quick. Tesla is currently 437. NVIDIA is at 186. I have that stop loss at 182.50. If it runs higher, I will continue to chase it. I want out of that trade before the markets drop. BBAI is up 624. I've only screamed for how long, guys, that it was in a buy zone at 560. Everybody's like, well, it's not moving. It's still there. Yeah. It was the fucking buy zone. What do you want, guys? I mean, now you're $1.25 behind the buy zone. So that's 20% you've missed. QBTS is price lifted at 29.78. I think the support there is at 21. My stop loss is at basically 19. I will chase it upward. Also, Bitcoin's at 90.5 and Ethereum is 3,100. Now listen, the undefeated insider inside of Donald Trump's administration. So I did a video months about this. It's either Donald Trump Jr. or his youngest son, Barron. It's one of those two assholes that's insider trading. They just took a $293 million position long in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And they have a 100% win rate. So they see something coming. Take it for what it's worth. Take it for what it's worth. Other than that, this cycle's over for crypto. Bitcoin does not return bullish until it closes on the daily above 100,000. If you guys want to learn this, I teach it every day. In my war room, I'm teaching every day. I'm making calls in my war room every day. Every time I interact with my students, I teach because I want you to learn how to do this. I want my traders to succeed. I want my traders to then just stay in the war room because they're with other savage people and they know how to do this. You don't need me holding you by the hand, right? I offer a free Discord. If you have any questions, go in there. I'll answer them. And then the Real Savages trade New York open with me in my VIP. Links are in the bio. All right, so let me get to your questions. And then, guys, you want to stick around for my pre-market volume leader. So I have FlyX up here. I called this yesterday. I did buy in. I price adjusted. I think the initial buy zone was 450 to 550. It took off, came back, and I bought off the VWAP. So I'm at $6 and something right now. So I'm in the money just a little bit. I still like this FlyX thesis. TP1, it smacked it almost immediately and ran through it at 8. TP2 is up around, I forget what I said, 11 and then higher. So I'm still in this one. But let's get into your questions. Scroll back. All right. Guys got some crazy conversation going on over there on YouTube. Remember, guys, I'm live on YouTube. Also, if you prefer the horizontal view of the charts, a little cleaner than Instagram. And Copper. All right, let's look at copper. We have copper and palladium requests. So let's look at copper. Right, so it's this green box is our buy zone. It did throw back pretty hard. We just missed hitting that buy zone again, and now it's price lifting. I would say that you can that this is a buy, and you can put that, depending on your risk tolerance and what instrument you trade, you can put that stop loss. Like say you buy in around 570 to 580, you can put that stop loss down around 545 or 555, and I think you're good. We're going to hit resistance up here at this all-time high again. But you could start sizing in based on the momentum reaction off of data. Look at this. See, I'm on the daily, and look at my matrix momentum. See that aggressive bullish signal? That occurred back here just before Christmas and has not relinquished. So if you can't see the uptrend, I'll highlight it for you. And that green dot says the gas pedal has been punched. All right. Price and volume. Price and volume is part of the calculation. If you don't know how to read price and volume, you have no business trading. I'm not saying the person to ask. I'm just saying in general. Palladium. Look at this. Look at this. Guys, in all my groups, I said buy that all-time high anchored VWAP. Look at this. Look how many times it's touched it wick through. It was just simply a buy. Now I think you're chasing a little bit. I think the next discount's probably 1,800. But those buys held up. And this is true for any. And when you cross, like this is a buy signal here, crossing the all-time high anchored VWAP, which is that red line. Confirmation, confirmation, confirmation. So if you know how to candle read and layers of confirmation, this candle here screamed we're going up at least 2 green candles. And it did a wick off that previous all-time high. So I teach all this, guys. You start stacking layers of confirmation. All right, see what other questions you have. So that's palladium, and that's copper. The book will be released as soon as I get the graphics figured out, guys. And then I have a couple folks that are going to read the beta copy, just make sure it makes sense. Makes sense in my head. But yeah, let's see. Scrolling down. All right. Let me check YouTube real quick. What levels are good for XAU and XPT? Well, I called XPT Platinum a buy as we were here on live. And then your other question for... Holy cow. What time is it? All right, so I got to get going. Let me get into my pre-market volume leader. Again, a lot of questions. Click link in my bio. Go to my free Discord. If you got a question, you want a chart that I didn't answer, I'll answer it for you over there. That's why I did the free Discord, so we can continue these. I got 70 people on right now. So all right, so listen, you want to see my pre-market volume leader. OPAD. OPOAD. OPAD. It's pre-market volume leader with a move up of 50% on Donald Trump's mortgage bond plan. It's very beneficial for this company. Go read and understand it if you're going to put any money in it. Previous day close was $1.52. Pre-market high was $2.75. My area of interest is $2 to $2.25. It just left my area of interest. It was in my area of interest when I at market. So I think you see the VWAPs at 217. If you can get in between 217 and 225, I like this one as a buy. Now listen, if you're scalping it, meaning only a short dance for the day, you're going to hunt 10% in this trade. However, for 2 days in a row, ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling a scalp to swing. This one has scalp to swing potential if you can foster the trade and trade it in, where I have a TP1 at $4 and a TP2 at $8. And those are split adjusted pricing. If you don't know what split adjusted pricing is, or the implications of a split for a company, you need to join my Discord. So there you go. And if you go to my free Discord, I posted this in the pre-market plan. You have those numbers. If you want to trade it and get your entry live, that's why you come to my trading war room. New York Open. That's where I'm heading now, where all my savages are. Look for my weekend update video, which I put out especially for swing tradings and key levels. That's very important. And yeah, otherwise we'll be back Monday, guys. You guys have a good one.